Kamakura was mostly about beauty and compassion, gardens and statues speaking their own quiet language. At first glance, I thought these small figures in the greenery were bee statues, and asked my friend what do they represent, only to learn they were Jizō, the monks in prayer. And that lightness, that almost childlike sweetness, gave them a different kind of power. Elsewhere in the temple grounds, rows upon rows of Jizō stood in silence, and carved into stone, the 6 Jizō, guardians of all realms, said to accompany souls no matter where they wander, in human life, in suffering, even in the invisible worlds beyond. My own journey here was touching the collective one. A garden depicting that the journey of the spirit holds grief and compassion together. In one of the temple halls, I found this rotating sutra library, a rinzo, a giant prayer wheel made in wood joinery, itself housing tens of thousands of handwritten praise tips, visible when the little door in the walls and the wheel itself are open. On the 18th of every month, the wheel may be turned by members of the public, but on other days, ordinary people can still use the prayer wheels attached to the walls. Prayer wheels are common in Tibetan Buddhism, where the act of spinning a wheel containing a prayer is considered having the same effect as saying the prayer itself. I spent a lot of time in here. This room was empty at the time, luckily, and the smell of old wood wrapped around me like a memory I couldn't place, strangely familiar and deeply relaxing. It felt like a space outside of time. I span around the room, touching the prayer wheels on the walls, and suddenly it pulled up a vivid memory. Back in the kindergarten, I used to circle the sides of the classroom, touching the cupboard doors. In communist Romania, kindergarten had cupboards all over the walls of the classroom that would turn into beds at afternoon bedtime. For some reason, this action was more attractive to me than playing with the other kids at the table with the toys. It was soothing and it made me feel safe, even if it puzzled my teacher to the point that she visited my family to check on how I was raised. And she was surprised to see a different side of me and my own home where I was feeling safe, fully playful and naughty, quite the opposite of what she was used to. It struck me that sometimes spirit doesn't need grand rituals. A simple gesture repeated with presence can be enough. Touching, circling motion, the body remembers what the soul has already known. Even in silence, every movement can become a prayer. For me, this wasn't about learning texts. It was about sensing how the sacred can live in gesture and presence. How circular motion, awareness, or even just being there in that energetic field can carry meaning.